Hello friends, welcome back to Arunava Bio Class. I am Arunava, your friend as a psychologist and a microbiologist. It is my very favorite chapter, that is the biological classification. But in your NEET syllabus, that is also very important, a very scoring part, because generally two questions are coming from that question from this chapter. So in a NEET point of view, this chapter is very important and also very interesting. So in that particular chapter, we discuss about the biodiversity and classify the living organism into the different groups. You know, the biological classifications, it is a very important step in the taxonomy where we classify the living organism into different groups. Right? You know, the most acceptable system of five kingdom classification system, but this is the modern classification system. But we scientists first classify the living organism in the Aristotle. He is the earliest attempt to more scientific basis for the classification of organism. He classified the plant into the three groups. One is the tree, another is the shrubs, another is the herbs, according to their height. On the other hand, they classify the animals according to they have red blood cells or have not. In here, in the animals, red blood cells present, like mammals, like lizard, like birds and like fish. On the other hand, no red blood cells have the two groups. They have hard bodies or soft bodies. Like insect have the hard bodies. On the other hand, soft bodies have some cell or not. Now, another important classification system that is more acceptable, that is the two kingdom classification system. This two kingdom classification system given by Linnaeus in 1758, and this year also very important. In here, the two kingdom, that means the organism is classified into the two kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia. But this system of classification, two kingdom system, have some drawbacks. Drawbacks means it has some disadvantage. Like in here, the prokaryotes and eukaryotes have the same group, so confusion are happening. Like, you know, the bacteria and cyanobacteria are prokaryotes, fungi, moss, ferns, gymnosperm and angiosperm are eukaryotes or include the plants. But they have some difference in the basis of the presence of cell wall. But prokaryotes and eukaryotes are widely differentiated to others. Other features have totally different. So why they are belongs in the same group? So some confusion and some drawbacks is there. Next one, it includes both unicellular and multicellular organisms in the same group. Like cyanobacteria and spirogyra plays the one group like algae. But why? Because they have totally cellular level structural difference. Next one, another important drawbacks is the two kingdom system of classification is that it is not differentiate between the heterotrophic fungi and autotrophic green plants, because the nutrition is totally different. And you know, the fungi have a chitinous cell wall. On the other hand, green plants have the cellulose in their cell wall, so they have also the structural difference. But why they belongs to a same group? So some confusion or drawbacks is there in the two kingdom classification system. So you need that time the more advanced type of classification system which solve this type of drawbacks, because in here you do not differentiate the prokaryote or eukaryotes very easily. You do not differentiate unicellular and multicellular organism so differentially because they belongs to same group. Also in here, autotroph and heterotrophs are not differentiated. So a very important system of classifications is coming, that is the five kingdom classification. In the five kingdom classification is given by R.H. Whitaker, very important question in NEET in 1969. He classified the living organism into the five kingdom. That means kingdom plant Monera, kingdom Protista, kingdom fungi, kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia. But what is the main basis of classification? On what basis the R.H. Whitaker classify the living organism? It has some similar basis, like the first of one, cell structure. The cell is the prokaryotic or eukaryotic. That means they have defined nucleus or not defined nucleus. This is the most important features. On the other hand, the thallus organization, like they have like plant are well differentiated roots, stem or leaves or not. It is the most important features. Also with the mode of nutrition, that means they are autotrophic or heterotrophic in nature. On the other hand, they are reproduced in which process, asexual or sexual. They are emphasized in that particular basis. But most important classifications basis is the phylogenetic system, in where discuss the evolutionary history. But you know, in the NCERT books, its chart is there. This chart is very important for your NCERT and NEET point of view. In here, first of all, Monera, their cell type is the prokaryotic because they have no well-defined nucleus. Cell wall is non-cellular and this is made up of polysaccharide amino acids. Next one, nuclear envelope are absent because it is a prokaryotic. Body organization only unicellular, they have only single cell. And mode of nutrition may be autotrophic, may be heterotrophic. Autotrophic may be two types, photosynthetic and chemosynthetic. And on the other hand, heterotrophic may be saprophytic or parasitic. This all information is very important. Now, in Protista kingdom, in here it is the eukaryotic. They are ultimately present. Cell wall is present in the some protistium. Also, some protistium have no cell wall. Now, the nuclear envelope are present because it is the eukaryotic cell. Now, body organization are cellular type because they have also the unicellular, and their nutrition may be autotrophic and may be the heterotrophic. So, very diverse type of nutrition are present in the protista. Next up here on the fungi, it is the eukaryotic, so their nucleus is developed and present ultimately without cellulose. So cell wall is present, cellulose is not present. Generally it is made up of chitin or chitin. Nuclear membrane present because eukaryotic cells. Multicellular, maybe it is unicellular or multicellular. Maximum groups or exemplar belongs to the multicellular. Like exception is the yeast, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, they are the unicellular in nature. But all fungi are heterotrophic in nature, so they cannot produce their own food, so they are dependent on others for their food. And next one is the plantae. You know, the plant is a eukaryotic cells and there ultimately cell wall is present and which is made up of cellulose. And the nuclear membrane is present because it is a eukaryotic cell and their organization but is not cellular. They have tissue or organ level system of organization. Next one, all the plants are autotrophic in nature. Some exception is there like Cascuta, but maximum plants are the autotrophic in nature. But now our kingdom, it is the eukaryotic kingdoms, animal kingdom. In here the cell wall are absent and nuclear membrane are present. In animal kingdom they have the diverse grouping system, their diverse body organization. Some may be tissue level, some may be cellular level, some may be organ level and some may be organ system level. In cellular level, so belongs to that time it is protista. That time show animal groups, it belongs to start their organization from the tissue level. It is starting from the porifera group. And you know, all the eukaryotes, all the animal kingdom are heterotrophic in nature, so they depend on others for their food. So this chart is very important for NCERT point of view. In here, like Monera, their cellular composition is very important, right? So also the protistian group, they are unicellular eukaryotes, that is the important clue words for NEET. And in the fungi, the cellulose are absent, chitin or chitin are present. Plantae, they are autotrophic in nature. Most important characteristic features, it is the most important in your NEET part. Like in the animal kingdom, their tissue level organization, they are heterotrophic in nature, all this important part. Now we are go to the Monerian kingdom or Monera. We are discuss about some details about the Monera. This is my favorite kingdom, right? Because as a microbiologist, we are studying lots of things in the Monerians. So thanks God for that ultimately give the opportunity to learn about the Monera. Also, so I give you the very interesting information about the Monerian also. So bacteria are the most abundant microorganism. They are present in everywhere, like your mouth, like your body, like in your intestine, in everywhere the microorganisms are present. So they are ultimately like hundreds of bacteria present in a handful of soil. You cannot imagine their presence. They are present in so huge number. So they are also live in the extreme habitat, not in comfortable situation. Like in volcanic eruption is happening in here, they are also present there. Like halophiles bacteria, they are present in high salty area. So they are present in the comfortable environment and very harsh environment. In everywhere they are present, the bacteria. But many bacteria are the heterotrophic in nature. Now, based on the shape, and bacteria are classified into the 4 groups. The circular shape or coccus shape bacteria or spherical shape coccus, rod shape bacteria called the bacillus, and comma shape bacteria is the vibrillium, and spiral shape bacteria is the spiral. Like lactobacillus, it is present in the yogurt or curd. This bacteria belongs to the bacillus. This picture from the NCERT book is very important for your NEET syllabus. So classification of the monadials. Now we discuss about the structural details of the monadian groups. We already know that it is the prokaryotic in nature. So their nucleus is not developed. So that is not the membrane bound. So that is called the nucleoid. So some bacteria have an external wall that is called the capsule. They give the protection. Right? So bacterial structure is very simple, but their complex behavior also, their metabolic diversity is so different. Maybe some is autotrophic, maybe some is heterotrophic. Different type of chemical reaction are happening inside the bacterial cell. So autotrophic bacteria, they are synthesize their own food. Heterotrophic bacteria, they cannot synthesize their own food. So they have the lots of diversity. But most commonly, their external wall is called the capsule, and inside that the cell wall is present, which is made up of peptidoglycan. Peptidoglycan is a heteropolysaccharide. It is made up of NAM and NAD, that is the 2 heteropolymers which is made up by the peptidoglycans. And next, after the cell wall, the plasma membrane is present, that is made up of phospholipids, and this is the cytoplasm. This is the matrix of the bacterial cell where the nucleoids and the ribosome material are present in here. Ribosome, that is a 70s type. What is the function of ribosome? The function of ribosome to prepare the protein, right? But it is a 70s type. Bacteria is a long thread-like structure is there. That is called the bacterial flagellum. It is help to bacterial motility. On the other hand, in the surface of bacteria, a small structural appendages are present. That is the pili. It is help the bacterial conjugation process. That means bacterial sexual reproduction. You know, sexual reproduction is the 3 types in the bacteria: conjugation, transformation, and transduction. So this is the common structure of bacteria, but every structural point is very important in your NEET part. Now we classify the bacteria according to their different groups. Archaeobacteria and eubacteria. Archaeobacteria, that means it is present in a harsh environment. It is the 3 types: halophiles, thermoacidophiles, and methanogens. We discussed the details about that. And the eubacteria is the 2 types: autotrophics or heterotrophics. Autotrophics, that means they use the sunlight, that time it is called the photoautotrophic. When they use the chemical substance, they are called the chemoautotrophic. Like same thing is there in the heterotrophics. When they take nutrient from the living host, that time they are called parasites. When they take nutrient from the dead organic matter, that time they are called the saprophytes. So that is the different groups. Now one by one we discuss about that. That is a very important part in your NEET syllabus. First of all, the archaeobacteria. Archaeobacteria is mainly the 3 groups is there. That it is the halophiles, thermoacidophiles, and methanogens. But where they present? They present in the harsh environment. That means some extreme habitats. Sometimes some archaeobacteria is present in the salty area. They are called the halophiles. And some bacteria are present in the hot spring. They are high like volcanic events. In their time, it is called the thermoacidophiles, high temperature regions. And Marseria, some archaeobacteria also present. Also in the cow dung, this bacteria present. This is the methanogens. They produce the methane gas. But why archaeobacteria is very resistant in nature? Because their cell wall is not made up of peptidoglycans. Some lipids molecules present in their cell wall, which give the resistance property of the Monerians group. So, methanogens are present in also the guts of the ruminants animals, very important question, and like cow, buffaloes, and they produce the methane gas. Methane gas also it is used to produce the biogas. This is the another source of our fuel in our nature. So, this is the most important importance or significance of archaeobacteria also. So, this is the archaeobacteria and their importance, all the different groups and their importance. Next one, we discuss about the second group, that is the eubacteria. It is called the true bacteria because they have the true rigid cell wall. Also they are present in the normal habitats. They have the motile in nature because they have the flagella. Generally they have flagella. Their nutrition may be autotrophic. So they are depend the sunlight, maybe they are depend on the chemical substance to produce their food, or sometimes they are depend on others cannot produce their own food. So that time they are called heterotrophs. So at first we discuss the photosynthetic autotrophs like the cyanobacteria. That is a very important part in your NEET syllabus. It has the chlorophyll A similar to green plants. Also it is called the bacteriochlorophyll. But which type of chlorophyll? Chlorophyll A. And cyanobacteria also we call the BGA, that means blue-green algae. Unicellular, colonial or filamentous, marine or terrestrial algae are also belongs to the cyanobacteria. But a very important characteristic feature, cyanobacterial cells, their wall is surrounded by a gelatinous sheet. Which sheet? That is the made up of gelatin. So it is called gelatinous sheet. Next one, they often form a blooms of the polluted water bodies. That time it is called the algal bloom. But some of them fix atmospheric nitrogen, and this is their important properties. So they have the special structure called the heterocyst. This picture is ultimately get from the NCERT book. So this structure heterocyst help in the nitrogen fixation in the cyanobacteria, and their mucilage covering mucilage sheet. This is the anabina and nostoc, right? Like oscillotrodia is all is the example of blue-green algae. Now we discuss about the chemosynthetic autotrophs. That means they oxidize inorganic substance such as nitrates, nitrites or ammonia to production their food in the form of ATP. So they ultimately produce the energy, right? But in which form? In the ATP form. They play the ultimately great role in the recycling in the nutrient. So they take the important role in the nitrogen cycle. They take the important role in the phosphorus cycle, also in the iron and sulfur cycle. So these chemosynthetic autotrophs take the important role. Very important question from any point of view. So this is the chemosynthetic autotrophs. Nitrosomonas, Nitrobacter, some more common example is there. This is the most common example also. Now the heterotrophic bacteria, that is the most common type of bacteria because they are ultimately important in our nature as a decomposer. They decompose the dead organic matter into the simpler form. Heterotrophic bacteria also be Rhizobium, Vibrio cholerae, Salmonella typhi because they ultimately give the lots of effect of the human society. How they ultimately give the impact? Like they are useful for the card making. Which bacteria? The lactobacillus. Also on the other hand, some bacteria like Streptococcus, they are produce the antibiotic, right? So they are help to production of the antibiotic. Rhizobium, Azotobacter, this type of bacteria are help to fix the nitrogen. From the leguminous plant, Rhizobium help. But in free living state, that means they are present in the single, not in symbiotic association, the Azotobacter also can fix the nitrogen. But There are some bacteria have some pathogens in nature, that means they are cause the disease in human beings, but some disease, you understand this name, that means like the cholera, like the typhoid, like the tetanus, like the citrus canker, it is a plant disease, and this one is the animal disease. It is ultimately happening to the bacterial disease. So it is very matching type of question is there from that point of view. So that is a heterotrophic bacteria and their importance in the human life. Right? They have some beneficial role, also they have some harmful effect. Like as a doctor, when you are practice, that time you see that maximum patients are suffer from bacterial disease. So it is very important part also in your life. Now we discuss about the reproduction of bacteria. How bacteria are reproduced. Bacteria reproduce generally in the binary fission. What is the mean by binary fission? That means the cells ultimately divide into the two groups, but under unfavorable condition. When the food is not suitable, when the temperature is not suitable, that time they are formed the endospore. Endo means that spore are produced inside the cell structure. When the normal conditions came back, that time they are converted to vegetative cells. So endospore, why they are resistive in nature? Because their cell wall is contain calcium dipocolonic acid, that is a very resistive in nature, and they give the resistance nature of the endospore, right? They also reproduce by the sort of sexual reproduction. What is the different methods of sexual reproductions? The Monerians group are ultimately doing, that is the conjugation process, in where the two bacteria group are ultimately close together, and a pili ultimately help to build a conjugation tube. A plasmid, what is the plasmid? It is the extra chromosomal DNA. It is mainly transferred from A plus bacteria to A minus bacteria. Another process is the transformation, where the some naked DNA molecules are entered into the another strain of the bacteria. It is called transformation. When some bacteria get the foreign DNA molecules with the help of bacteriophage, that time it is called the transduction process. So conjugation, transformation and transduction are the sexual process, and the binary fission is the asexual process. So that is the reproductions of the bacteria. Now we discuss the very important terms in the bacteria, that is the importance of the bacteria. We already discussed this thing, and last topic of the Monerians kingdom is the mycoplasma. Mycoplasma is a very, they are very small organism. That means they have without cell wall, a very concept based question. And mycoplasma are the smallest living cells known. They are belongs to Monera. Why? Because they ultimately have not well defined nucleus, but they can survive without oxygen, so they are anaerobic in nature. Many are pathogens in animals and plants. Two common examples like PPLO, right? PPLO means the pseudo-pneumonia like organism. They are cause the disease. So the mycoplasma, smallest living creatures without cells wall and anaerobic in nature, very important question, right, for your NEET point of view. So we discuss about the Monerians, lot of details about the Monerians, and some questions are also be coming from your NEET part in the next year. So you very carefully read the NCERT books and write the notes also. Okay, if our class helpful to you, you understand the topic very clearly, so please you subscribe the channels, or also please you like this channel, like this video, because your likes is give the motivation to our team, so they are ultimately produce the new and very useful video to you. Okay, so thank you, and thank you very much for seeing our class and our video. So next class we discuss about the Protestian group and another some kingdoms. Okay, thank you very much.